feminism, we don't need to stand up for women's rights because there is no discrimination anymore. However, look at these numbers that she showed us. There is still, unfortunately, the discrimination against women. Okay, and the next topic is going to be presented by Kinga Suda. And actually, it touched my heart because this topic is widely discussed in the world, starting from average people and ending with politicians on a government level. Today she's going to speak about prohibition of abortion, and she will stick to the case of Poland. So I hope you will all enjoy her speech, so please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My title of speech is Prohibition of Abortion as a Sexual Violence. In Poland, abortion is allowed only in 3 cases. When pregnancy is a threat to health or woman's life, there is a likelihood or irreversible impairment of the fetus, or the pregnancy is the result of a prohibited act, for example, rape. According to me, complete ban of abortion, or limited to the prior 3 cases above, is sexual violence. Sex drive is in our physiology, and sexual behavior allows us to meet our needs, keep our mental and physical health in good condition, and strengthen the bond between people. Despite contraception, there is no 100% guarantee that the woman will not get pregnant. If you are at risk of pregnancy, you can take the pill after sex, which is on a prescription base only in Poland, and it's very hard to obtain from any medical doctor. Many of them refer to the conscience clauses that are highly unprofessional because they shows us their life beliefs. The doctor's task is to help maintain another person's health. A woman who doesn't get this pill is getting unwanted pregnancy. While it takes both parties to participate in the act of sex, women carry higher biological consequences via pregnancy. The man, however, is not required to control or prevent his ejaculation, which is an equal perpetrator of a pregnancy. It follows from the above facts that restricting access to the pill after sex is immoral because pregnancy does not depend entirely on the woman. If the pill was widely available, the number of abortions could drastically decrease. Moreover, it would support the poorest people because an unwanted pregnancy brings a number of additional expenses that could lead to even greater poverty and misery for the whole family. The ban of abortion supports social inequalities as it mainly affects poor women. Richer ones will go abroad to undergo this procedure, which is associated with unwanted cost and big stress anyway. Poor women will try always to remove the fetus, for example, ordering from unknown sources of abortion pills or performing the procedure by unskilled people. In 2018, there were only 1,076 legal abortions in Poland, and the number of women who decide on illegal abortion is estimated as 80 to 200,000 a year. In the 1960s, when the law was not as restrictive, 200,000 legal abortions were performed annually. This number was maintained until the 1980s, which then began to drop to 1,000 when this law was strengthened to these 3 cases in 1993. This number does not reflect reality. Limiting this procedure or pretending that this problem doesn't exist will not cause less unwanted pregnancies. They simply cannot be seen in the official statistics. 19 million banned abortions are performed worldwide each year, and as many as 68,000 of them lead to the death of a woman. This means that 1 in every 279 women who undergo authorized abortion dies unnecessarily. Doing something against somebody else's desires will always have negative effects. A woman should have the right to her own body, just like any other person. Women in countries where abortion is banned, for example, El Salvador, Dominican Republic, or Malta, must be punished for rape, risk or having a pregnancy when it is a threat to her life, or gives birth to a child with serious defects that will suffer for a lifetime. The compulsion to motherhood has huge consequences for women and children, especially in mental health. A woman may fall into depression, anxiety, neurosis, and lose her will to live and take it away. An unwanted child may not get enough love, care, or neglect. Each of us is a separate unit, and each of us has the right to make our own choices. What should be prohibited is stigmatizing the choices of others, because we never know what may be the reason, and we don't need to know. Why this procedure cannot be performed in Poland on demand? The strictest abortion law exists in countries where the Catholic religion and Islam have strong positions. It is so with us. The most common execution and arguments of opponents of abortion are primarily accusing women of being murderers and killing a defenseless child. In my opinion, the most moral assumption is that fetus is part of the woman's body. Totally it depends on her having no rights. So she should have all rights to decide what will happen to this part of her body. Another argument of the pro-life movement is that the fetus feels pain. Many fetal development scientists agree that it is highly unlikely that the fetus will feel pain before the 7th month of pregnancy. In 2010, reports commissioned by the UK Department of Health state that before the end of 7th month of pregnancy, the fetus is in a state of permanent unconsciousness, reminiscent of sleep or narcosis, and that is apparent that the neural connection with the cerebral cortex are undeveloped. And because most neurosurgeons believe that cerebral cortex is necessary for feeling pain, it can be concluded that the fetus cannot feel any pain until this stage of development. Religion is the choice of each of us. There are the principles that each of us voluntarily implements. If your religion forbids you to kill, then apply this principle in your life. Although it is a bit worrying that only religion forbids you. No one has the right to force another person to implement their beliefs and to live according to them. Religious people often stigmatize and intimidate women and girls who want to or have performed this procedure. For example, you will not get absolution, you will go to hell. According to the Catholic religion, no one has the right to judge somebody but God. Let then God judge, not episcopate, not nationalists, not the Catholics, not the president, not the fanatics. Also, one of the arguments for abortion stigma is that abortion is always a drama for that person. You can feel relief and regret, sadness and joy. Sometimes is a whole range of emotion, especially when a woman lives in an environment stigmatizing abortion. Often then, she decides not to notify her loved ones, creating secrets that are very overwhelming and demanding her mental health. "95% of women do not regret having an abortion, and the percentage increases over time. It is also said that abortion is a dangerous procedure threatening the life of a woman. Well, no, pregnancy is such a period. It is estimated that 1 in 1,000 women die during childbirth, and less than 1 in 200,000 during a medical abortion. According to data from January 2009, about 1 million women in the United States and over 2 million women in Europe took mifepristone together with misoprostol. to induce abortion. 5 facilities have been reported to have been associated with mifepristone for medical abortion. For comparison, I would like to present the percentage of deaths using Viagra, the heretical medication. The death rate is 1 in 20,000 prescriptions. One man usually receives more than just one prescription, which means that this percentage is actually even higher. Despite this, the mortality associated with the use of Viagra has not resulted in the withdrawal of the drug from the market. And in summary, the prohibition of abortion is a form of sexual violence because a woman is physiologically adapted to pregnancy and is often not her choice. The prohibition of abortion primarily affects poor women. Women risk their lives for illegal abortions. The conclusion to motherhood is immoral because it damages the health of a mother and child. The most restrictive abortion laws is in countries where the Catholic Church and Islam dominate. Abortion is a much safer procedure than childbirth. 95% of women after abortion do not regret this procedure. Abortion is a good and right choice if it is consciously taken by this person. This leads to a better quality of life for a woman, which gives her mental and physical peace and great relief. Everyone is a separate unit and has the right to decide about their own body and care for their health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kinga. That was tough, and yeah, it makes to think a lot about the issue.